What's poppin'? My name is Richie, and today I'm going to show you guys the long-awaited video of all the super hidden props that are in the game and that you can only find in the prefabs. Also, big thanks to Joseph Rock, who helped me a ton with this video. Actually showed me quite a few of them, where they are and which galleries they are. So shout out to Joseph Rock. And yeah, one thing before we start, these are actually in the game. This is not unreleased, this is not glitched. You don't have to do any glitches. All you have to do is just find them. They're obviously very hidden and they're only in the prefabs galleries, but some of them are very unique and very different from all of the stuff that we have in galleries. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Starting with number one, we have the look through water, and this is actually one of the only pieces that can have this effect. There's also the pinkish one, which is actually in the water gallery, but this one is not for whatever reason, and you can only find it in the agency upper level. And all you have to do is basically go in here, and it is right here in the middle of the map. You can also find that if you look here, go to open, and then you scroll all the way down. It's fairly like at the end of this, and this is the piece right here. Why are these only in the prefabs and not at the galleries? Nobody knows, but it's obviously a super nice piece and super useful, and can be used for a lot of different things. And I saw a lot of people asking for this, so this is where this is. So let's move on. Okay, number two is the bushes with the white roses, or whatever, how you call them, on. These can only be found in the Craggy Cliffs Inn. So you can go here and then you can check out Craggy Cliffs. Should be fairly right on the top here. So Craggy Cliffs, and then you look for this one over here, and you can see that it has these bushes with the roses. Obviously, there's a lot of bushes in the game, but this one is the only one where these white flowers are on. So this is very interesting. And also, why they have it here, nobody knows, but it's a very cool piece and can be definitely used for quite some cool stuff. Moving on to number three, we have yet again some very unique pieces which are also very helpful in building terrain. So these are actually terrain pieces which only come in the terrain galleries, usually without the grass on it, or the moss, you can actually say. And these pieces here have moss on it, which is super interesting. And you can find them in the event and the giant skull. You can scroll down to the event prefabs, and then you can choose either the monster skull or the monster skull large. And if you spawn that in, you can find these pieces right here. They're just placed around the sword, and you can, take them out and use them. Quite interesting pieces, actually, and they have like this little moss on it, which I think is super interesting. Okay, moving on, we have actually three pieces in just one prefab, which are completely unique to this one prefab. And first of all, we have the bar doors here, which are, I don't know why they don't exist. We have the bars, but we don't have the door one. Then we have this pinkish TV, which is with this like super nice effect on it, and we have the black wires. These wires obviously exist in different colors, but not in black. So if you're just specifically looking for black wires, this is obviously something very interesting. So you can find basically all of them down here. So there's this like secret cabin here, and you go all the way down, and then in this thing, you can find first of all the pink TVs all over the place. So they're basically everywhere. Then you can also find the door right here. And last but not least, we have the black wires, which are on the wall here. So that is very interesting that these are only basically on the bottom floor. But yeah, very interesting pieces, especially the V, I think, is something very unique with the pink, like a broken effect here. So that is something super interesting and good to know. Moving up next, we have the Motel prefabs. And in here, there's nothing super special, but it's very interesting if you look for something specific. So you can see all these cars here, and all of these cars have different tones than they have. So all these cars exist, and there's nothing special to these cars, but these cars don't exist in these colors. So you can only find these colors in these in this Motel prefab. So you can see here, I just quickly pulled out the car gallery. You can see this is the lineup for the cars here. But they don't exist in these specific colors, which obviously, yet again, is very interesting, but yet very unique. So if you're looking for like some different type of cars or whatever, especially this gray one looks really cool, I think, you should definitely look into the Motel gallery. Coming up next in the Vikings Armory, we actually have a tree which is very unique, and that is this white tree with the like red flowers on top. I don't know why that is specifically in this gallery or in this specific prefab, but it's a very cool looking tree. Obviously, since there's only one, it's kind of sad. Maybe I would love to have like multiple of these, like in different versions, but it's a very unique tree. Like the white tone of it looks really cool. and definitely something unique to put in your maps. I think this can work like really cool with pinkish background and pinkish colors. So definitely look out for this one. And yeah. Okay, moving on next, we have one of the coolest prefabs that is very specific to only this one location. That is the dark tilted city hall. And this is this car right here. I think this is like a super cool looking car. Obviously, yet again, very specific and cannot be used for anything. But you can find this car if you go down here and it's just like standing here randomly with this other car. This is obviously something super unique, something super different. Yeah, it is a very nice car. Up next, we have the club, and in this one there is a piece which actually has some special abilities, you can say. That is this DJ pult here, which actually gives out sound. It is nothing too special, you can recreate that technically, but it's still like very unique that it is the only one that actually gives out sound. So if you pull that out from any other gallery, it basically has no sounds, but from the club prefab, it has sound. So that is obviously something super interesting. Probably has something to do with, otherwise this would probably be very boring or something. But you can find it on top of here. I removed it obviously to put it out there, but it's usually on top of here. And yeah, very easy to find and also very interesting to know. Up next, we have something also from a more recent gallery, which is the red bow, which you can only find in the Ice House Shiverin. So this is the big one over here. And all you have to do is basically open up again, and it should be fairly easy to find. It's right at the beginning here. Up next, we have one of the more underrated props, you can say. And this is like tree holder thing here. You can find it in the blue steel bridge. I think it's one of the coolest things. Like, it will really make your map look like more realistic for whatever reason. It just looks cooler, especially if you want to put trees on like walkways and stuff like that. It just looks a lot better. So that is obviously a very underrated piece, and you can only find that in the blue steel bridge here. So it's obviously there's like a bunch of bridges, and you can find it only in this blue one for whatever reason. It's really cool, and yeah, definitely something you should look for if you want to have some little extras in your game. The next one is actually in the Lazy Links Clubhouse, and this is these lockers. I'm not sure if there are different ones in different color, but they're for sure the only ones that are blue like this one. I think they're also fairly new. They're like kind of got renewed. So these are definitely very interesting, and especially if you're building like schools and stuff like that, these could be very interesting to use. You can find them like in the back part here, obviously where a locker usually is. So that's obviously super cool, and they also fixed the Lazy Links clubhouse here. So before, if you remember, on release day, this was completely broken, and for whatever reason, it was completely not fixed. But now it's fixed, and it looks cool. And let's move on to the last one. And for the last one, we have a broken car. I know this is also a very interesting one to basically everyone, because this is obviously very versatile and can be used for quite some cool stuff. And as you already saw, you can find that in the Sweaty Sense residential community prefab. It is right down here, and it is a very cool prop. I'm not sure why it is not in the prop car in different colors. And this is obviously very helpful. We don't really have any broken cars, or you just have to build them yourself, which obviously takes a lot of time. If you just have these prefabs or these props, it is obviously a lot more helpful. And yeah, you can find that here. It is super helpful prop. And that is actually all I have for you today. If you want to have a part 2, like for like new galleries and stuff like that, definitely let me know if you like these, if you want to know more of these. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of more, which I didn't include in this video right now. So if you want a part 2, definitely let me know. And with that being said, enjoy your new props, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.